It is indeed a great honor for me to be present here today on the auspicious occasion of 56th anniversary of the Vishwa Shanti Stupa, a sacred monument of peace built at Rajgir, a place hallowed by the footsteps of Bhagwan Buddha. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Rajgir Buddha Vihar Society, the followers of Nipponzan, Mayohoji, and the disciples of Most Venerable Fuji Guruji on this auspicious celebration. I also convey my special appreciation to the distinguished delegates from many countries, especially from Japan, who have traveled long distances to mark this momentous occasion. You all stand as true ambassadors of peace and goodwill. Your presence reaffirms the timeless bond of friendship between India and Japan, rooted in our shared values that stem from the teachings of great Master Lord Buddha. The Rajgir Buddha Vihar Society, established under the distinguished leadership of our former Prime Minister Shri Morarji Bhai Desai and the Most Venerable Nichidatsu Fuji Guruji, has for more than half a century devoted itself to strengthening Indo-Japanese friendship and promoting world peace. The World Peace Pagoda is standing atop Ratnagiri Hill, where Bhagwan Buddha preached for 7 years, is a symbol of our enduring faith in ahimsa, non-violence, karuna, compassion, and pragya, wisdom. The tradition of the governors of Bihar serving as patrons and the chief ministers serving as chairpersons of the society reflects state's continuing commitment to this noble cause and project. Rajgir, the ancient capital of Magad, is among the most sacred sites of Buddhism. It was here that the second Dharma Chakra Parivartana took place, and where the Saddharma Pundarika Sutra, the lotus of the true law, was preached by Lord Buddha in 6th century before Christ. In 1956, when the world commemorated 2500 years of Lord Buddha's Mahaparinirvan, the idea of erecting a peace pagoda was born. The foundation stone you have already been informed that the foundation stone was laid by our former President, Dr. Radhakrishnan, and inaugurated later by President V.V. Giri. A ropeway gifted by Japan to the government of Bihar symbolizes the enduring friendship between our two nations. India, the land of Lord Buddha's enlightenment, holds Buddhism as an outstanding representation of its spiritual heritage. Buddhism spread even before the Christian era in many parts of the world, a time when travel and communication was really horrendous. Even today, you find many people in the world who are attracted by the message of Buddha. The famous French author Anatole France writes in his autobiography about one of his visit to a museum in Paris. He says, and I quote, "There, standing in the silence and simplicity of the gods of Asia, my eyes fell on the statue of Buddha. He beckoned to the suffering humanity to develop understanding and compassion. If ever a God walked on earth, I felt there was he. I felt kneeling down to him and praying to him as a God." And Anatole France was known to be a skeptic, inclined towards atheism. Famous British philosopher Bertrand Russell, reviewing a book in 1923, said, "Of all the religions which prevail in the world, I am attracted to early Buddhism." General Sir Ian Hamilton left an image of Buddha as a legacy to Winston Churchill, and he wrote a note, "If ever your mind gets perturbed and perplexed, I want you to see this image and be comforted." What is all that makes the message of the Buddha so attractive to people who are cultivated and are intellectuals? Because his message is something which is deeply rational and profoundly spiritual. Rational because he looks at the problems of the world and pursues a quest and reaches the fulfillment of that quest. He gets out of the royal palace, sees the image of a dead man, a sick man, an old man, and says, "Is this world full of death, sickness, and old age?" Then he saw a monk, a Sharman. He asked him, "What are you doing?" The monk replied, "Hey Narpungva, Janma Mrityu Bhita, Shramana Pirvirajitosmi Moksho Hetu." "O best of men, I am afraid of birth and death. So I became a wanderer, Shraman, a Parivirajak, with the aim of attaining liberation from human condition, that is moksha, moksha hetu." Birth and death, which are the symbols of time, will explain to us the training which time exerts over us. And it seems that Buddha, when he looked at that, he wanted to be redeemed from the power of time. He wanted to overcome time. He wanted to become the conqueror of time. That was what the monk represented to Buddha. The Buddha then said, "Why should I not pursue the same path? Why should I not undertake a similar journey?" That was the idea which occurred to Buddha, and he took it up and began to pursue that life. Then everybody knows the story how he came to Bodh Gaya and sat under the Bodhi tree. He was able to reach the end of his quest, the state of perfection. Coming from after attaining enlightenment, he went to Sarnath and gave his first sermon, Dharma Chakra Parivartana, setting in motion the wheel of law. His sermon starts by saying that man's moral life consists in avoiding two extremes of self-indulgence and self-mortification. You must adopt the middle path, the Madhyam Marg. That is what he taught. And he came down to the other four truths. Life is suffering, suffering has a cause, there is a way out of it, and nirvana is possible. The world is full of sorrow, is full of suffering. Loka shoka hatam cha samastam. There is nothing here which can be regarded as permanent, as eternal. Everything is transitory, everything passes away, nothing abides, nothing is steady. Only the permanent, the eternal can give happiness to man. He does not, Buddha did not ask us to admit anything on authority. He said, Parikshya bhikshavo grahyam madavacho natu gauravat. He asks us to accept his words only after testing them. We are not to rely on any external support, but we should make our own self-support, eternal law of our refuge. Every seeker starts on the quest with a profound sense of dissatisfaction. If this world satisfied us, there would be no incentive to think of another world. Asantosha shriyo moolam. It is creative dissatisfaction with the situation as it obtains that paves the path for better life. We ask, is there a way out? The Upanishad thinkers said yes, and they prayed, Asatoma sadgamya, tamsoma jyotirgamya, mrityorma amritam gamya, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The second principle he tells us is tanha, trishna, thirst, craving, desire, selfishness and ignorance are the cognitive and conative aspects of our dissatisfaction. If we are able to overcome this tanha, ignorance, and if we get rid of avidya, we will get bodhi, enlightenment. Therefore, Buddha said, it is the inner transformation that has to be effected. Man has to remake himself, has to become a different individual altogether. What is necessary? He declared to us the eightfold path of morality. He pointed out we can overcome the baser passions and cleanse our hearts. Therefore, he said, you must adopt this path, then you will attain nirvana. What is nirvana? Does it mean cessation of activity? Buddha tells us, sadhu simha. Activity of the wrong time has to be stopped. He told us, I ask you to give up not activity of the right type. By nirvana, he meant the annihilation of lust, of selfishness, of stupidity, of ignorance, not of all actions. Nirvana is a state of bliss, a state of bodhi. It is a kind of Brahm Vihar, where you have the joy of living in the Supreme. The Buddha has given us a message which is of permanent value, of a timeless character. Today we live in a world that is torn by strife and hatred. What did the Buddha say? Overcome anger by non-anger. Overcome hatred by love. We must develop the Bodhi Hirde, Bodhi heart, the heart of enlightenment, the heart of love, the heart of understanding. If we are able to do it, then this world will be better, will be a better place than it has been. And I am sure that events like you have organized today will contribute a great deal in moving towards that goal. Thank you very much. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Jai Hind.